Letting everyone go ahead and get my mic set real quick. Sorry. You know my cat coming in right now. Go ahead and get down to business real quick. Speak on pal Mike Pence. So we're gonna try to start doing these live streams. Make sure I try to do it at least once a day, every day, starting off at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get right into it. Mike Pence, man, oh, how the mighty have fallen. So we got Judas Pence right here, who has come out to pretty much all
Donald Trump this year.
Support Hillary Clinton. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. I don't know why I got Hillary on my mind. That's not a good sign. Pretty much supporting Kamala Harris as a presidential candidate. And it's pretty sad because this was the former vice president of the United States. Instead of endorsing Donald Trump, instead of making rights for his wrongs in 2021, he went out to Fox News to pretty much announce that he has no regrets, and it was his quote unquote constitutional duty to do what he did. So let's get here.
Look, I'm incredibly proud of the record of our administration. It was a conservative record that made America more prosperous, more secure, and saw conservatives appointed to our course in a more peaceful world. But
already taking credit for things that Trump did. That
being said, during my presidential campaign, I made it clear that there were profound differences between me and President Trump on a range of issues, and not just our difference on my constitutional duties that I exercised on January the 6th. I mean, as I have watched his candidacy unfold, I've seen him walking away from our commitment to confronting the national debt. I've seen him starting to shy away from a commitment to the sanctity of human life. And this last week, his reversal on getting tough on China and supporting our administration's effort to force a sale of ByteDance TikTok.
Why do you think he did that? Why do you think he had that reversal on that before we go, sir?
Well, I can't speculate on it, but what I can tell you is,
look at this. This is the most Judas. I'm sorry to cut you off. This is the most Judas thing that you can find. This dude betrayed Donald Trump, the man that gave him opportunity. Most people didn't even know who Mike Pence was. And still, sadly, a lot of people, if they're not conservative, don't know who he is. How can you possibly be vice president of the United States and they still don't know who you are? It's absolutely crazy. And it shows that he's bitter because he's nothing before Trump and he's nothing after Trump. It's absolutely bitter activity. And this man would rather endorse Kamala Harris than support the person that gave him those policy changes to add to his career, to make it look like he was something more than a failure.
Is that in each of these cases, Donald Trump is pursuing and articulating an agenda that is at odds with the conservative agenda that we governed on during our 4 years. And that's why I cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump in this campaign. But let me say one last thing. That being said, look, Republican primary voters have made it clear, Martha, who they're for in this election. What I'm going to spend the rest of this year on is talking about what we should be for, and that is the broad mainstream conservative agenda that's defined our party and always made America strong and prosperous and free.
Well, understood. I got 2 seconds, but who are you going to vote for in November?
Well, like most Americans, I'm going to keep my vote to myself.
Most Americans are not keeping their vote to themselves. Most Americans are actually proudly and boldly stating that they're voting for Trump this year because they're that fed up that Americans have no problem with letting the rest of America know that they are fed up with the Democratic policies, fed up with Democratic inaccuracies. They're fed up. There are too many people that are openly admitting that they're voting for Trump for him to sit here and say that Americans are keeping a tight lip about it. You are vice president of the United States. How are you going to sit here and tell people that you're not going to announce who you're voting for, bro? You only got two options. This is what they talk about with the Republican Party. Democrats, they aren't, you know what? But one thing they have is unity, even if it's false. Yeah, Joe Biden, he didn't stay for the Kamala Harris nomination at the DNC, but he did appear at the rally yesterday. It shows there's trouble in paradise, but they make it look so good that it's absolutely insane that Republicans can't for 1 month, 2 months, just appear to like Donald Trump. It is absolutely disgusting. And I'm almost at the point, just from being around Trump and witnessing him in person so many times, his aura is so crazy that I'm at the point now that I just believe other men envy of not having his aura. And it's crazy. As a man, it can be hard to see there and see someone getting that attention and you don't. Bro, he earned it. You have been a politician much longer than Trump has, and you've done less for the people. We chose Trump. It's not a big deal. It's not a big brainer with this.
But
would you
I'm a
vote for
Republican.
President Biden?
I would never vote for Joe Biden. But how I vote when that curtain closes is that'll be for me.
That'll be for me.
Come as no.
I don't know what to say about it. I'm just absolutely disgusted with what goes on with our country. The constant backstabbing that Donald Trump has to go through, the constant BS and gaslighting that Americans have to go through. I know I'm not the only one tired of this. I'm seeing the comments right here. It's just, man, it's like we're constantly living in a parody. 2020 is a nightmare that just won't end. It just won't end. And you know what's crazy? I find this. Let me talk about poetic justice. Not only Mike Pence has come out to speak about 2020 and 2021, we got Joe Biden that has returned back to the fake White House. Bro, I cannot make this up. Let me pull this up for the chat. Chat has to see it. I already reported on earlier today. People that's following my ex, they've seen it, I'm sure. But right here, showing Joe Biden, man, this is crazy. Joe Biden back at the fake White House. Joe Biden is operating the fake White House again. We are having a revisit of everything that was before. Nothing new under the sun yet again. Joe Biden back in the fake White House. Mike Pence is backstabbing Trump. I'm starting to get nostalgia here. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I tell you what, it's crazy to me that Joe Biden has been on a marathon, a vacation marathon, and the first place that he comes back to is a fake White House. I'm getting to the point of believing. I can't get into conspiracy, but as people say, a lot of this stuff appearing to be AI. It's like, how much of our presidency has been more than just cameras? How much of this has been more than just a live stream? You know, it's getting to the point now where we can't even prove if this live stream is legitimate. This entire thing could be set up. I could be AI. I'm starting to question who the hell I am, because it's so much BS that we are seeing every day and so much manipulation. Does anyone remember that phone call that Joe Biden gave Kamala Harris when he was just recovering from COVID? Bro, it was clearly, obviously not Joe Biden on audio. It was obviously not Joe Biden. So it's crazy. This green screen, the smoke and mirrors, everything has returned. Because why? We are at the end of the circus. These people have tried everything new that they could try. And as a last result, it's time to go back to the old. So also expect to see more race division. Expect to see it. I'm not saying we should have it, but expect to see it, because they're at the point now of desperation. They are willing to do anything that appears that it could get them a chance to win this election. And anything that appeared to have worked before, they will utilize again. They will utilize again. Anything to get them a slight advantage is the advantage that they are willing to try to have. To go even further, also, for the people that's watching, appreciate you being here. Please check out the documentary that just dropped on this YouTube channel. It's the Venezuela, Chicago, the new Venezuela documentary. Actually covered it out in February. Broke down everything that we're seeing today. Venezuelan gangs just got revealed to be in Chicago applying pressure. I warned about this in February. I went down to New Venezuela, aka Chicago, and I saw this. I filmed it. I was warning people with Mark Carter of what was to come, that these Venezuelans were coming, and they're coming hard. And I said it was coming before election. I'm not by any means, I can't prophesy, but it was so blatantly obvious that a 2-year-old could be able to predict that there is chaos heading for the United States, mainly Democratic sanctuary cities, before November. Why? Because the Palestinian protests aren't enough. It's not enough division in America. You got to think, we're dealing with people that loves chaos. There's a great chance that people are still worshiping ancient Babylonian beings, because the praise of chaos is absolutely insane. You can fact check me on this. The oldest god in mostly almost any type of mythology is chaos itself. Even the Greek god, before the universe, they say chaos existed. I don't think it's a stretch to believe people still believe chaos rules supreme. Because when you look at our party, you look at this beautiful country and what they've turned it to, there's no other explanation But how we change from what we were to what we are, unless it's some ulterior motive that is beyond money, that is beyond humanity, because it absolutely makes no sense for the decline that they're putting our country in. It is biblical. Thank you, Daisy. Daisy just said it's biblical. It's biblical. It's biblical. It is biblical. I just seen a report, and I don't want to hold y'all too long, chat. I just saw a report that says that Saturn is to lose its rings in the coming months. What the hell is going on? And I find it strange for Saturn, one of the most occult planets there ever have been, is to seemingly lose its rings. That's crazy to me itself. I mean, Saturn is very, very relevant. And it goes back to the chaos theory. I know I'm holding you a little bit longer, but you look at Saturn and the history of Saturn. Christmas itself was the worship of Saturn. It was called Saturnalia. Even our sixth day of the week, Saturday, which is supposed to be the Sabbath, which is supposed to originally be the Sabbath, not the day of the sun that worships the sun. They completely took everything away from Christ. Saturday, which is the original Saturn's day of Sabbath, was actually about worshiping Saturn. So I don't know. I'm just seeing all these things happen at once, and I'm seeing somewhat of a connection. I believe the signs are in front of us that things that are happening is biblical. And I think no matter what your religion is, because my opinion, most of us were worshiping the same God, God of Abraham. It's the most popular God there is, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian. The God of Abraham is the supreme being of your religion. That can be fact checked. We're all pretty much, for the most part, worshiping the same God in our own ways, but still worshiping the gods of Abraham. It's biblical. It's biblical in my opinion. And I'm ready to stand with everyone for what's coming. The nation, we have to get prepared for what's coming in November. We have to stand strong. We have to have our faith up, whatever your religion is, even if you're atheist. Make sure, most importantly, you keep your family safe, because it's getting absolutely crazy out here. I'm hoping people enjoying these live streams. I'm going to start transitioning to about 30-minute, 20-minute live streams. I have a longer, if people are requesting for more time. We're going to start doing this more consistently, but at least once a day. And I'm going to start going a lot longer to cover more news on X. So sometime soon, I'm going to just cover about, maybe an hour or so live stream. If people request it, if you want to see it, please comment in this. Let me know if you want to see more lives. Let me know, because I'm here to provide whatever you want. Thank you guys for your support. And please check out the last video, Chicago, AKA the new Venezuela. Thank you. Stay blessed.